first look at three officers who have been charged with aiding and abetting second-degree murder in the death of George Floyd. And we're also getting a sense of what their defense strategy might be, at least for two of them. And that is apparently shifting the blame to the senior officer, Derek Chauvin. Now, this was a very surreal moment to be here behind us in the courtroom. I was here with our producer, Aaron Cooper, and I say surreal because these officers who worked for the criminal justice system are now being prosecuted by that same system for alleged crimes. Now, inside court yesterday, there were three separate hearings. The defendants were brought in wearing orange prison uniforms. They had members of their family in the audience. And the state's assistant attorney general began by saying that this is a very serious matter involving a very tragic death, and these are very serious charges. Now, the state asked for a very high bail, that obviously countered by defense counsel, and we got a sense of that strategy of these officers because one of the attorneys for former Officer King pointed out that as this encounter happened with George Floyd, his client turned to Derek Chauvin and said, "We can't do this." Now, an attorney for Officer Lane similarly used that type of thinking, pointing out that his client had only been on his third shift, so very junior. Now, I caught up with that same attorney outside court, and what I tried to do was get a sense of what is this strategy you're trying to put forward? Because while we were in court, that attorney actually said, what is my client supposed to do but to follow what the training officer said? So what I wanted to know was, are you saying that your client was simply following orders, which as we know is an excuse that often raises eyebrows? The attorney got very heated. As it turns out, defense attorneys who get paid to ask tough questions sometimes don't like answering them. Here's how that exchange went. Claim that he was following orders, you're claiming?
No, I'm not claiming he was following orders. I'm claiming that he thought what he was doing was right because he asked the training officer, should we roll him over twice? You got to have criminal intent for second-degree murder. And frankly, this is bull.
Now, profanity aside, this is obviously going to be their strategy to try to point to the senior rank of Derek Chauvin as the person who was responsible here. For the judge wasn't buying any of it, by the way. The bail was set at $1 million as the government requested, or $750,000 with conditions. For Chauvin's part, he will be here behind us in court on Monday. We'll get a sense of what his strategy is.